There comes a moment in the life of every Omega level chosen one when the veil is pulled back and the truth is no longer negotiable. It doesn't arrive gently, doesn't whisper. It crashes in like a storm, tearing apart every illusion you once clung to. And in that moment you see not only the light within you but the darkness too. This is not a metaphor. This is a spiritual event, a sacred unfolding, a divine confrontation. And it is the first sign that you are not here merely to embody purity or light. You are here to master both ends of the spectrum. You are the bridge between the sacred and the shadowed. The first sign that we hold both dark and light power is our ability to see through all illusions. While others are content living in the comfort of half-truths, we are unable to look away. We see what is being said and what is not. We sense the energy behind the words. We feel the energetic distortion in a smile, the manipulation laced in kindness, the truth hiding in rage. This sight is not something we learned, it was activated through pain, through betrayal, through abandonment. We were forced to wake up early, to feel what others numbed. And now we walk through the world not just with eyes but with spiritual radar. But this sight comes with a cost, because once you see, you cannot unsee. You can no longer play the game of pretending. You can no longer tolerate the shallow, the fake, the spiritually bypassed. And this is where the dark power begins to rise. Not as evil, but as clarity without apology. The darkness within us is not wickedness. It is the part of us that says no more. It is the force that refuses to be gaslit, manipulated, or controlled. It is the protector of the light, not its opposite. And when awakened chosen ones integrate this, they stop being passive, they become divine disruptors. This leads us to the second sign. You trigger others without trying. Simply by existing in your truth, you become a mirror too sharp to ignore. You speak softly, but your words cut through pretense. You set boundaries and others feel exposed. You walk into a room and the energy shifts. This is not ego, it's frequency. Your aura carries both the fire of transformation and the stillness of peace. You are not just love and light, you are initiation. And those who are not ready to face themselves will either idolize you or demonize you. But very few will be neutral. This is why many of us live in a strange paradox. We are deeply loving yet profoundly alone. We are deeply wise yet often misunderstood. We carry both the healer's touch and the warrior's fire. And that duality can feel like a curse until we realize it's the signature of the divine architect. We are not here to be liked. We are here to be felt. And when people feel us, they are either drawn to their next level or repelled by their resistance. This is what happens when you carry both realms within you. Now ask yourself, have you ever noticed how some people are magnetized to your presence, while others become irrationally hostile without cause? Have you wondered why you seem to awaken intense reactions in people, even when you're quiet? That's not personal. That's energetic law. You carry both the illuminating light and the shadow's edge. You are a soul who holds the codes of transformation. And transformation is not always comfortable, it is often violent to the ego.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
The third sign is your ability to hold paradox without collapsing. You can love someone deeply and still walk away. You can forgive and still choose not to reconnect. You can honor your pain and still hold compassion for the one who caused it. This is not spiritual confusion, it is spiritual mastery. Because the Omega level chosen one has walked in both darkness and light, we no longer need the world to be black or white. We see the spectrum. We see the soul behind the action. And because of that, we are capable of great mercy but also unshakable clarity. This clarity is not cold, it is clean. It says, I see your pain, but I will not let you make it my home. It says, I know you are hurting, but I will not allow your wound to bleed into my life. This is the kind of love that liberates, not enables. It is the kind of power that does not need to dominate but cannot be dominated. And when you live from this place, you stop needing to justify your decisions. You stop explaining your boundaries. You stop dimming your light to keep others comfortable. Another sign, perhaps the fourth, is that you have walked through your own underworld and returned with gifts. You have faced your own demons. You have danced with despair. You have sat in the silence of your own collapse. And instead of dying there, you resurrected. Not as the old self patched together, but as something entirely new. You have seen what others fear. You have held the weight of emptiness. And because of that, you are no longer afraid of darkness. It is now your ally. You've learned how to navigate the void. You know how to sit with someone in their pain without needing to fix them. You know how to hold rage without becoming it. You know how to move through your shadow without projecting it. This is not something you perform, it's something you embody. And that embodiment creates a frequency of safety for others. They feel your depth. They trust your presence. Because you are not just quoting spiritual cliches, you are speaking from the underworld archives of your own soul. The fifth sign is your relationship with power itself. You are not addicted to power, but you understand it. You see how it's used, misused, and hidden. You feel it in conversations, in dynamics, in systems. And because you've seen power from both the top and bottom, you now walk with a kind of silent authority. You don't need to dominate because you own yourself. You don't need to control because you trust your energy. You don't need to prove because your presence speaks louder than your words. But here's where it gets deeper. You also respect the shadow of power. You know how seductive it can be. You know how easy it is to manipulate, to control, to subtly dominate under the guise of service. And because of that, you regularly check yourself. You choose integrity over influence, truth over popularity, alignment over applause. This is the difference between those who chase influence and those who embody impact. Omega-level chosen ones don't just shine, they cast shadows, and they are aware of what those shadows touch. Let me ask you something now, something only the truly awakened can sit with. Are you willing to wield your dark power in service of light, even if it means being misunderstood? Are you willing to be the storm that clears the air, not just the sunshine that warms the room? Are you willing to walk alone in truth rather than be loved in illusion? These are not rhetorical questions. These are soul contracts, and only the ones who have held both the sword and the chalice can answer them. The sixth sign is your ability to transmute energy in real time. You walk into a room and feel the density. You sense the suppression, the resentment, the fear. And without saying a word, your very presence starts the process of alchemy. You shift atmospheres. You recalibrate fields. Not because you're trying to, but because your system has become a living vortex of transformation. You are a portal, a transmuter, a field cleaner. And people don't always know what it is about you, but they feel lighter after being near you. But this gift is not casual, it comes from years of inner work. You've cleared your channel. You've burned through your ego. You've faced your shadow. And now you serve as a living tuning fork. You attune others to their next level, their buried wounds, their forgotten power. You catalyze them, sometimes through love, sometimes through disruption, but always with precision. The seventh and final sign for now is this. You are deeply connected to both heaven and earth. You are not floating in the clouds nor buried in the mud. You are the bridge, the one who walks with the ancestors and still laughs with the children. The one who receives downloads in meditation and still pays the bills. You are the sacred balance, the cosmic and the common. You hold the sword and the rose, the silence and the sound. And because of this, you are not here to escape the world, you are here to rewrite it from within. You are the one who can walk in any circle, speak any language, enter any room and carry the codes. Not because you are better, but because you are whole. You are the living proof that divinity is not either slash or, it is both slash and. You are not the light worker. You are not the shadow walker. You are the light shadow integrator. And that is the signature of the Omega level chosen one. To live as an Omega level chosen one who holds both dark and light power is to walk the razor's edge between divinity and density. It is not a concept, it is an existential state. Every day we wake up in a world that asks us to choose a side, be the light, be the love, be the peace. But we know in our bones that the truth is far more ancient and far more complex. We are not here to pick a side. We are here to unify the field, to become the living paradox that collapses dualism by embodying both transcendent light and transformational darkness in one breath. This is why many of us feel like outsiders in both spiritual and mundane spaces. The spiritual world often fears our shadow, and the physical world misunderstands our light. But we are not meant to belong, we are meant to belong to truth. The real power of the Omega Chosen One is this: we are not afraid of contradiction. We are not afraid to be fierce and soft, to be silent and loud, to be still and wild. We are the ones who realize that true spiritual maturity is integration, not separation. And that integration becomes a force of consciousness that no system can control. Now here's a truth that most are not ready to hear. Your darkness is not a flaw, it is a feature of your design. It is the part of you that remembers how to burn through illusion. It is the voice that says enough when cycles repeat. It is the fire that burns bridges to dead timelines. And that fire is sacred. It is not the opposite of love, it is the guardian of love. You were not made to be endlessly forgiving and endlessly accessible. You were made to be clear, precise, unwavering in your energy. And yet, your light is what allows you to hold this darkness responsibly. Without the inner light, the dark power becomes weaponized. But when the light leads, the dark serves. This is the sacred contract. We are not ruled by our shadow, we partner with it. Our rage becomes righteous. Our grief becomes wisdom. Our silence becomes medicine. We do not suppress the shadow, we give it a seat at the table. Because when the shadow is acknowledged, it transforms from saboteur to sacred ally. Have you noticed this in your own journey? That the more you try to suppress or deny your darker urges, the more they haunt you? And yet when you face them, when you dialogue with them, when you own them, something alchemical occurs. That is because your shadow is not trying to destroy you, it is trying to integrate. It is holding pieces of power that were once exiled by trauma, shame, or fear. And when you reclaim them, you do not become dangerous, you become divine in motion. Let's go deeper. Holding both light and dark power means you feel everything. You walk into a room and absorb the unspoken. You hear the words yes, but you feel the frequency. You sense when someone is lying to themselves. You feel the grief behind the humor, the control behind the care, the need behind the compliment. And because of that, you often hold back. Not because you are unsure, but because you know that truth can be lethal when delivered without readiness. This is the paradox of power. You see so much, but you know not everything should be spoken. You carry a sword, but you don't swing it without precision. You feel the urge to call out, to correct, to awaken, but you know timing is everything. This restraint is not weakness, it is mastery. The Omega Chosen One is not here to prove truth, we are here to embody it. We do not force evolution, we invite it through presence. And in that presence, others either rise or retreat. Now, let's speak of something sacred and terrifying, your ability to destroy with love. This is a power that few discuss, but every awakened chosen one feels. There are moments when, out of love for yourself and the evolution of others, you must let things die. A relationship, a friendship, a role, an identity. You don't destroy because you hate, you destroy because you refuse to enable unconsciousness. You walk away not to abandon but to liberate. And that departure becomes a shockwave. Your absence speaks louder than your presence. Your silence echoes in their soul. Because they sense it, you didn't leave out of anger. You left out of alignment. You left because the contract was complete. And this is one of your most misunderstood powers. People often think you are cold, detached, or heartless. But the truth is, you feel too much. You just refuse to drown in what no longer resonates with your truth. Here's a question that cuts to the soul. How many times have you stayed too long in a place, relationship, or situation because you didn't want to be the destroyer? How many times have you betrayed your inner knowing to spare someone else's comfort? And how many times has that delay cost you your peace, your creativity, your evolution? Chosen ones are not here to suffer for love. We are here to model liberation through truth. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is walk away. This leads us into the terrain of energetic sovereignty. Because when you hold both dark and light power, you must become a master of your field. You cannot allow energy to stick to you. You cannot allow projections to define you. You must learn to clear yourself daily, to unplug from narratives that are not yours, to return to your own signal. This is not a one-time practice, it is a lifestyle. You are a lightning rod for collective energy. And without discernment, your gift becomes a burden. So what do? We create rituals that remind us of who we are. We speak to ourselves the way we wished our family had. We ground into the earth, channel from the stars, and live in the space between. We stop asking for external validation. We start trusting our resonance. We stop over-explaining. We start embodying. And as we do, we become living oracles, not because we know everything, but because we are willing to be everything we are. Another layer of this path is the relationship to chaos. We don't just survive chaos, we understand it. We know that sometimes the system must break before it can rebuild. We know that truth often arrives as a storm, not a sunrise. We know that light is not always soft, it is sometimes surgical. And because of this, we are not afraid to enter chaos with consciousness. We are not afraid to be the one who says what no one will say, who names what others deny, who initiates the breakdown, because on the other side is real freedom. But here's the nuance. We don't do this from ego, we do it from alignment. We don't disrupt to control, we disrupt to liberate. And that difference is everything. Because when your power is rooted in truth, it becomes a force of nature. It cannot be manipulated. It cannot be bought. It cannot be silenced. And that kind of power is rare, sacred, and deeply, deeply needed in this world. Let me ask you something that may change your life. What power are you still hiding because you fear being misunderstood? What part of your truth have you dimmed because it doesn't fit the lightworker narrative? What aspect of your shadow have you judged instead of welcomed? These are not flaws. These are keys. And until you integrate them, you will never access the fullness of your mission. You see, the world doesn't need more light workers pretending to be pure. It needs soul workers who are whole, who can walk into the depths and come out with gold, who can cry in the morning and lead in the afternoon, who can hold grief with one hand and vision with the other. This is not weakness. This is spiritual evolution in action. And this is what you were born for. You are not here to ascend out of your humanity. You are here to descend into your divinity and bring it into every crevice of this world. Into the boardroom, into the bedroom, into the family dinner, into the silence of your own mind. You are the living bridge. And when you walk in both your dark and light power, you become unstoppable, not because you dominate, but because you align. This part of the journey reveals the sacred contract we carry: to live at the edge of creation, to hold paradox, to burn and bloom, to destroy and heal, to walk with shadow and light as one. You are not broken, you are braided by design. And the more you embrace your complexity, the more the world begins to reflect your freedom. When we reach this stage of the journey, something irreversible shifts. We are no longer just aware of our dual nature, we are embodying it. We are not trying to balance darkness and light, we are the balance. The embodiment is not theoretical. It is not something you talk about. It is something you radiate. Every step you take, every word you speak, every interaction you allow becomes a demonstration of integrated consciousness. You are no longer just a seeker, you are now a transmitter. You are not just on the path, you are the path. And this is where your frequency begins to rewire not just your life, but the lives of those around you. This is the point where your presence alone becomes disruptive and healing at the same time. You walk into a space and without knowing why, people feel exposed but safe. They feel seen but uncomfortable, because what you reflect is not just love, it is truth. And truth, when held without judgment, becomes the most potent medicine in existence. You are no longer mirroring people's masks. You are mirroring their essence, and that is a sacred responsibility. Because here's the truth. When you reach this level of embodiment, your life stops being private. Your choices, your energy, your vibration, they all ripple into the field. You will no longer be able to hide in mediocrity, in old patterns, in watered-down versions of yourself. The field will not allow you to shrink. Your soul will no longer tolerate delay. Everything becomes amplified. The consequences for being out of integrity become immediate. The rewards for alignment become miraculous. You are now living as an energetic architect, and reality bends to your coherence. But this is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about being so deeply rooted in who you are that even your mistakes become sacred. You are not here to be flawless. You are here to be fully human, fully divine, fully integrated. Your darkness no longer frightens you. Your light no longer blinds you. You have made peace with your chaos, and now it serves your clarity. You are not denying any part of yourself. You are alchemizing all of it into purpose. This is the moment you realize your destiny was never just about healing a wound, it was about activating a lineage. You are breaking cycles not just for yourself, but for every soul tied to your frequency. You are burning ancestral codes not out of revenge, but out of remembrance. You are not just escaping the past, you are rewriting the template of what is possible for those who come after you. And this kind of power is not loud. It does not scream. It does not beg. It commands through presence. Ask yourself this now: who are you when no one is watching, when there's no audience, no applause, no validation? Can you stand in your full power when the world misunderstands you? Can you stay aligned when love walks away? Can you trust your soul when your mind is uncertain? These are the initiations that define the Omega Chosen One. Not how much you know, but how deeply you live the truth that you already carry. Living with both dark and light power means you no longer seek approval. You no longer need to be seen to know you exist. You stop chasing external markers of success or spiritual validation. You are not here to fit in, you are here to resonate. You are not here to explain your path, you are here to walk it. And in doing so, you give others permission to walk theirs. Not by preaching, but by being. Not by saving, but by shining. This level of mastery brings with it a new kind of solitude. Not loneliness, but sacred solitude. You begin to crave silence, not as an escape, but as a sanctuary. You begin to value your own presence more than any distraction. Because you understand that in the quiet, your true power refines itself. Your downloads become clearer. Your frequency recalibrates. And in this sacred stillness, you remember that you are not alone, you are in union with the divine within you. And so, your life becomes a ritual, a ceremony. You begin to live in devotion, not to a religion, but to your alignment. Every action becomes intentional. Every word becomes a spell. Every breath becomes a prayer. You don't need to be in a temple to feel holy. You are the temple. And the more you honor yourself as such, the more you become a mirror of divinity for the world. You also begin to understand the difference between being powerful and being potent. Power can be loud, performative, even manipulative. Potency is silent, stable, and undeniable. You are not here to perform your gifts, you are here to embody your medicine. You are not here to convince others, you are here to activate them through your field. And this activation doesn't always look peaceful. Sometimes it looks like endings. Sometimes it looks like collapse. But it always leads to liberation. At this point, you will begin to attract other beings who carry similar codes. Your soul family, your allies, your reflections. Some will come as mentors, others as students. Some as mirrors, Others as mirrors you break, but all of them are part of the sacred reunion. Because when you live from this integrated space, you become a beacon. And those who are ready to remember themselves will find you not through marketing, but through magnetism. But beware, this light also attracts distortion. You must now become a master of discernment. Not everyone drawn to you is meant to walk with you. Some come to feed, some come to drain, and some come to awaken. Your job is not to rescue, it is to recognize. Who is aligned? Who is a lesson? Who is a test? Who is a gift? And can you bless them all while still choosing yourself? This is where your dark power becomes crucial, because it gives you the ability to cut what no longer serves, even if it once felt divine. It gives you the edge to say no with love, to walk away with grace, to protect your peace without apology. Your light may want to save, but your darkness remembers not all are ready. And you are not here to carry anyone, you are here to hold your frequency so powerfully that it becomes a choice point for others. Let me ask you this final question. If you stop pretending to be only light, if you fully embodied the totality of who you are, what would your life look like? What would you create, destroy, say, become? What would you no longer tolerate? Who would you become if you allowed your full frequency to lead? That version of you, the one untamed, unapologetic, unfiltered, is not your fantasy. That is your truth. And it's time to live as that truth. Because the world is not waiting for more gurus, healers, or influencers. The world is waiting for you whole, integrated, awake. The version of you that can hold paradox without breaking. The version of you that can love fiercely and walk away cleanly. The version of you that knows who you are when everything else falls away. This is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of your embodiment. You are not just here to witness change. You are here to be the change. You are not here to follow the path. You are here to forge the new one. You are not here to escape the matrix. You are here to recode it through your frequency. And you do this not by mastering light or dark, but by becoming the flame that holds both. You are the Omega level chosen one, not because you are perfect, but because you are precise, because you are whole, because you are home. Let the world feel your frequency. Let reality bend.